Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System. And the words of the day are magical thinking. And I choose this because I was talking with a client a while ago when we were talking about the ways that sometimes our minds come up with some really wacky scenarios. And all of a sudden, it's like our brain is telling us things like, oh my God, you're going to have a heart attack right now, or oh my goodness, you're going to drown, or that is going to happen, or this is going to happen, or that your kid is going to die tonight. And just all of these bizarre things that are not necessarily based in reality, but that basically our fear and our sort of monkey mind is just going to town with. And the thing is that just because we're thinking it doesn't mean it's going to happen. But for those of us who have been practicing law of attraction and who are metaphysically oriented and have been taught repeatedly that where we put our attention and where we direct our mind and what we focus on is what we will manifest and attract in our life, it can be doubly scary to have these weird visions coming across our brain pan because there's a part of us that is like, oh my God, I'm having this horrible vision. What if I create it? What if I attract it? What if I'm thinking about it too much? And then we can get caught up in this sort of tape loop of fear about feeling fearful and the worry that the fear is going to create more fear, and it escalates and cascades and just snowballs into this total, okay, I'll say it, shit show. And the thing is that in my experience, sometimes our minds are just these unruly, wild things that just come up with these wacky ideas all on their own. And we get to choose whether we're going to take them seriously or we're just going to treat the thought like scenery that's passing us by on a train and basically sort of say, thank you for sharing. I'm not really worried about that. It's all good. Let's just keep going on. Because our mind will fabricate stuff that is not necessarily based in reality. Where I believe we have the ability to then reinforce it is when we keep engaging with it over and over and over again. But sometimes we'll end up engaging with it over and over and over again because we're worried about the fact that it came up in the first place at all. But to quote Roosevelt back during World War II, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And I really think there is some truth to that, that a lot of times it is when we start to feel the fear and then we become concerned that our fear is going to somehow escalate and cause us to have even more problems, that the fear then becomes a problem for us. And when we can just sort of acknowledge what's come up in our mind, acknowledge the wacky thought that we might have had, to kind of be like, that was an interesting idea. Thank you for sharing. I'm just going to keep on going about my business and I'm going to go back to sleep now and it's all good. I'm safe. You're safe. The baby is safe. Everything is okay. Let's just not worry about it right now. Let's let it go. And that's where I think that I use the term magical thinking because as people who are practicing law of attraction, sometimes we can get into that idea that even if we just have the littlest tiny glimmer of a negative thought, that we're going to somehow create it. And that is what I would call magical thinking. And I believe that sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and sometimes our brain is just going to go places that we don't necessarily have all that much control over, and the best thing we can do is just love ourselves through it, accept ourselves through it, and just be like, even though I had this weird thought, even though part of me is feeling this fear, I'm loving myself anyway. I'm okay right here, right now. So my question to you right now is, do you ever notice yourself having that concern that because you had a negative thought, you're somehow going to create it? And how do you deal with that? Do you go down a rabbit hole of concern about it? Or do you just kind of love yourself through it and acknowledge it and then let it go? And How do you let it go? What techniques do you use so that it's not just taking purchase in your brain and just torturing you all night so that you're not getting any sleep? So I would love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I am wishing you peace, I am wishing you ease, and I am wishing you freedom from that fear that our thoughts are going to create a reality simply because they bubbled up for a split second. So in the meantime, if you're interested in finding out where you fall on the highly sensitive empathic spectrum, please go to my website, empathicwoman.com, and take my What's Your Empathic Type quiz. You can then sign up to receive my mini course, the Empathic Woman Safety System, say that 5 times fast, mini course, which goes into talking about why empaths can have a hard time protecting themselves and some of the biggest mistakes that we make about how we try to protect ourselves. And you can go from there. Also, if you know other people who would be interested in what I have to say, please like this. Please share this. Please pass it along to other people who would find it interesting. Thank you so much, and until tomorrow, I am wishing you peace. And again, if you want to take that quiz, go to empathicwoman.com. Catch you later.